Yeah, this is Hidrux will be setting up some DOS connects in Windows 10 for the Elder Scrolls Part 1 Arena. Usually stream on the weekends, midday Central Canada time, Twitch TV, Hidrux, Hidrux. Previous sessions on YouTube, youtube.com, HIDRUXGAMING, Hidrux Gaming. So I'm just looking at this thing here. Normally I don't really look at this is a bit of a sound stream, and I'm a sound guy, so yeah, this is Hawkeye's bit monitor, and something I've never seen before is a bit monitor. Bit monitor is a valuable and versatile measuring instrument to monitor the digital activity, not only of the audio file under investigation, but also of the whole production chain by revealing problems in the digital signal. So yeah, 16 24-bit, is it? Why does it say 16? 16 24-bit resolution audio track with an effective bit depth of 21 from left and bitrate 20 for the right. Okay, so it's not actually reaching 64, because when I seen this in action, the 1 was down here and the 64 was up there. Whatever. So bit ladder, the 64 bits of the audio signal represented by a ladder of bits indicator for different intensities of petrol, depending on the bit usage. So I'm not sure what the measure of petrol is. Like, that's not an audio word. Petrol, yeah, gasoline, right? Like, why is it saying petrol? Okay, bit depth. The instrument applies a unique statistical measure to determine the real bit depth of the audio track under investigation. Bits in a range from 24th to the 17th bit that contain pure noise are marked red. The depth check is also especially useful to measure whether the analog to digital converter used for recording achieved the maximum possible bit depth. And also an indicator for the quality of your analog signal flow. Interesting. Using the digital chain like plugins that process 16 bits, truncating the signal are easily detectable. Resetting the measurement frequently improves the quality of statistical data. The example on the previous page shows a 24-bit high-resolution audio track where the petrol numbers indicate the real depth of 21-bit left and 20-bit right. So these are apparently noise, and we're looking at it down to up. When I seen it, it was up to down on someone else's stream. So this is sort of the floor, and then this is the top end. So the red, because there's only noise there or something. That's really weird. I've never seen it before. So it's helpful when, say, running through, I'm not even sure how to say it, if you're like outboarding to a piece of hardware and that hardware is not coming back in properly, you'll be able to see it because it won't be taking advantage of the full bit depth. Bit pattern. The bit pattern shows the bits are used in digital signal. Every 50 milliseconds, an audio sample is decomposed in its bits that moves outwards as a pattern to a record of history of bit usage. A more detailed view of the bit usage compared to the brightness of the petrol bit ladder indicators. A well-recorded audio track shows a decreasing bit usage from the lowest to the highest bit. A regular bit pattern is an indication that something is probably wrong within the audio processing chain. The top bits may not light up because the maximum levels of the music is below a certain level. Lesser than 6 decibels upscaled tracks 16 to 24 can be identified by either the lower bits staying at 0 or bit pattern symmetrical around a certain bit number. And there's different kinds, bit distribution. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all these. And then DC offset, which is kind of self-explanatory. Oh, invert. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all this. So it's sort of like a data measurement tool. I've just never seen one before. So in this stream, what in fact I'll be doing is looking at some FL Studio here. I'm just going to switch the image or the capture to FL Studio course, it just instantly flips without me giving me any sort of forewarning. Now, as I remember it, I didn't even set up properly. I guess it's better that I just jump right into it, because I find myself sometimes spending a lot of times getting set up and then never making it into a stream, and then like five minutes and I'm done. The stream's over because I did all the, interesting stuff in the setup, and then the execution was like, here's the end result. Missed how we got here, so I'm just digging through my catalog here of plugins. And right now it's Independence on the screen. That's by Magix. So I'm hoping to use this for Arena. I'm just looking for Magix here. Magix. Matters. And third-party libraries. The thing about Magix version here is that it can read incoming program change signals, and you can assign. That's going to take a minute. You can assign. Yeah, it's going to. Is it going to do it? Anyway, you can assign. I think I actually have to find where it's pointing. So let me set that up. Preferences. User folders. Output, miscellaneous. I think it has its own like folder for VSTs. But yeah, you can pick a VST to be assigned to that program change, which is really cool, because that means that it was one of the last sort of my emote only chat is on. Okay, so I turned that off. It's sort of one of the last, how would you say, programs that actually did program change. There wasn't a lot left, and I'm pretty sure it's, even though is it VST 2 or 3? It's VST 2, okay. So that's probably why it still can do program change, because VST 3, it's not that it didn't support it, it just wasn't really a thing for it. It had to be integrated manually into plugins. Because I know IK Multimedia still accepts program change. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it to see my VST folder. I'm not sure what kind of VSTs it's going to find, though, like as far as VST 2 or 3. I'll point at 2. Contains no valid libraries. I'm going to have to look up the manual for this, I think. Help. English manual. Okay, and then I'm just looking at my third-party libraries, because I did buy a expansion pack that had sort of a standard GM library for this. I'm just going to copy and paste them, because there's no way I'm unzipping 2 gigs in the cloud. That'll take forever. Okay, and my downloads folder is overrun with endless stuff. How long is this going to take? Whew, that's going to take a while. 5 minutes? 5 minutes? This is calculating. 9 minutes, 10 minutes, so about 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to put this on screen. Another window capture here, and then this one is going to be for this, and I'm looking at that. So close this. Now I got to figure out how to do the VST thing here. VST effects import. So can I click to 33? No. These people who design these sometimes forget to add links. Okay, VST effects and import. Independence is it's the first sampler software that can load third-party VST. Free, you can only load VST plugins. In Independence free, you can only load effects. Okay. Installation of VST. To use your VST effects and instruments plugins inside Independence and Independence Live, you must first have a copy of your VST plugins into the folder of VST plugins in case. So like I said, it has to be in its own dedicated Yeah. But what I can do is I can make a hard link into its folder, right? A Windows hard link, and then it'll see the my VST. Is it done yet? No, it's not done yet. It'll see my VST folder as being inside their sort of proprietary folder. So I'm going to do that. I'll demonstrate it, I guess, because it's not, you know, it's too bad, but I do need a second here to find the default folder here for Independence. Independence, it's under Magics. I keep forgetting it's under Magics. Okay, is it in VST? Because I'm pretty sure this must be a 64-bit program. And I knew this was going to be an ordeal. And like, not only this, I still have to set up DOSBox. So yeah, good times. But it's important that I have like sort of the generic MIDI pack installed as well, just so I have something to fall back on. Because that's not nothing very interesting on screen here. I can flip it back to this. I mean, that's not as much more interesting. I'm just looking at my folder here. So is it a 6? Maybe it's installed in the, yeah, it's installed in the 32-bit. Okay, so Independence. Where Independence libraries? Independence free? No. Magics, Independence. Okay, so I gotta put this thing back on screen here. Where is this folder? Independence. I can't see. It says drive, folder, and then there. Okay, so Independence live. Into the folder VST inside your Independence application folder. During this, blah, blah, blah. Your VST plugin application. So is it with like the VST then? Is it in with the VST? Let's see here. So let's put VST2 Magics, Independence, VST plugins. Plugin 64? I don't know. I have like another one called VST plugins. Ever confusing. Okay, so VST plugins 64. What does it say here? VST plugins. But it says it's inside Independence. Okay, so I am inside Independence. VST plugins. All right, so I'll make a hard link here. So let me open a command, and how you say elevated command prompt here. Okay, so then I'll put that on screen. Can I do a command? I've never done a command on screen before, I don't think. Because I usually just like show my screen when I do live sessions, but things are a little different in gaming. Right then. So what I want to do is I want to make a hard link here. I want to change directory to here. And then I need to look this up because I don't remember it by heart, how to make a hard link. So Windows hard link. No. Windows 10. Symbolic, call it a symbolic hard link. Symbolic link, yeah, okay. So what was the page I was on? Was it this page? Is there a help? Hard links, here we go. Okay, how to use symbolic links. So, where's hard link? H. Okay, so make link. J. Make link J. D. Is that it? Is it all make link D? And then, yeah, I guess so. Okay, so make link. And then short flag, hard link. And then my VST2. But I think I don't know if I can do that. And do I even really want to? I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. Because like there's nothing I really want to plug in there. Like as far as I don't have any samplers. I just want to assign. Yeah, so I don't even think I need to do that. Let's just not do that. Because if I assign a hard link into itself internally, it won't be a good thing. Anyway, so it's good to know, I mean, that's there. Now, next up is to... link DOSBox. So in order to do that, I need to open my GOG Galaxy here. And find the installation location. I also might need a loopback. I don't know if I have my loopback, loop MIDI. I do. Okay, so I just turned it off because I never use it, but will I need it right now? I think I will, right? So let's get the loop MIDI running. I have GOG open now. I have so many games with GOG. Where is Arena? There it is. Okay. So now I want to open installation location. Manage installation, show folder. Okay, so inside the sort of DOSBox bit, I might as well connect it first, and then I'll start fixing up the DOSBox manual. Fix up the tracks, the how would you say, the assigned these. Okay, so there's a config here. Run DOSBox configurator from the start menu. What? What's this? Still going? Run DOSBox configurator from the start menu. Graphics mode? What is this? Keep expect. I have a scaling engine. DOSBox configurator. What a weird DOSBox. Like, how can I set it up the way I want? Is there no... How would you say, any file for DOSBox? Manual. Okay, so my thing is running. I'm just gonna remove that, add a new one. That's fine. That should, my loopback should sit in my, yeah, it's sitting in my thing. My Epic game thing is open. That doesn't need to be open. Okay, so my thingy is done. My third party. Yeah, I haven't the foggiest what it's doing. Third party libraries. Layers. Okay, so where did those go? Right then, so now I have to install these directly into Independence, right? Oops. Independence, no, I gotta install them on the program files directory. Under Magics. Independence libraries. Independence free. Okay. Where's my Independence libraries? Independence live. Probably in the C drive, because that's usually where I put them. Samples. There they are. Independence Pro. Image files layers. Library. Layers. Third party layers. Third party audio files. Image files. Layers, instruments. Okay, so there's the instruments. Oh, Audio files. What? I have like a GM pack, but I don't know exactly what it is. And it's not set up right. UTIL, YTIL. So where did those go? YTIL. Okay, so they go in instruments, I guess under layers. And then the audio files just go in audio files. I hope. YTIF. I haven't the floggiest. Alright, so slowly stepping around here. I'm not sure if that's going to refresh properly. It's a user library layers. I have to refresh here. Okay, so there'll go third-party libraries. Let's try this piano here. Loading files. Please be patient. That's a really long time for loading files. You're really expecting me to be patient, huh? Okay, so how do I set up... set up MIDI GOG DOSBox. DOSBox and MIDI. Okay, and all MIDI to general MIDI for GOG games. Here's a video to install Munt. What is Munt? Is this? I don't want Munt, I want GOG. Okay, it says I ran setup within the GOG LOL directory from a DOSBox session. Allowed me to set up everything. However, it did not update the DOS LOL config file with any of my GM settings. It's a file for DOSBox, not a configuration. Definitely install base MIDI. It's not what I want. So do I just run the DOSBox by itself, it sounds like? Okay. And then what? Hit speed. Okay, I'll put that on screen. Let's get rid of this command prompt here and show. This DOSBox bit here. Okay, so intro. Mission about special keys. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, why can't I do it from a mini? Go to full screen. Start and install raw MIDI commands. Of course, they have to make it harder than usual. Because there's supposed to be like a DOSBox configuration file. Quick start, keyboard. Just looking at this README file. CD-ROM. Sound. Here we go. The MPU 401, right? Oh, I think I might need a MIDI mapper too. I'm pretty sure the new versions of Windows come with one now, though. Was it like Windows Vista that didn't have a MIDI mapper or something? It's looking for files. Crap. Okay, so independence audio files. Where is this? Documents? Why is it? What are you looking in documents for? You want me to put the layers in with the common files, and then you look for the audio files in this the system user file. Like, work with me here. Okay, so that's the wrong one. You install into 3 different locations. You don't need 3 different locations. Magics. Independence. No. Independence. No. Where is it again? I thought... Oh, and C samples. That's right. Well, it knows that the pro samples are there. I don't know why it doesn't see the regular samples. You want me to find the exact file? Are you kidding me? Okay, cancel, abort loading. Let me put them in the browser. Files. Audio files here? Somewhere. So is that really my top layer? Okay, so I thought I seen here this layers sections. Like, how do I add files again? Wasn't I trying to do that already? Add files. Maybe audio files. Audio files. So how do I say add? Bits type, please stop. Preference. Libraries. Here we go. Then add library. Okay. Now I want where I put in C samples. Samples, independence. No. Samples. Wrong samples. Independence libraries, independence pro, image files, third party, open. Save. Let's close and reopen independence. Okay. To change. Okay. So let's do that. I'll just reload the plugin and then head back. And hopefully I have my new library now here. Browser. Preference libraries. It's still not there. Maybe because it's the same thing. Samples and okay, so I gotta move it somewhere else, I think, just so it kind of sees it separately. Independence Pro, Independence Libraries, third-party libraries. Okay, so let's add it again. This is quite the setup, right? I mean, in the end, it's not really that much. It's just a lot of small moving parts. Contains no valid library. User folders, maybe? Documents. Maybe I'll just change the user folder. No, I'll just do it the hard way. Okay, so I gotta recollect my files and put them in the My Documents folder, which is one of the worst folders. This just gets crowded. It's like every program knows about it and they just dump everything there. It's so annoying. And you try to, I've tried to work in it before and there's like 50 other things, and when you go back to it later, just a million things in your way. It's just not cool. Now what do I do with my layers? With the program files? Program files, magics. Exciting stream. Okay, so libraries. Free layers. No. Not there. pretty sure I didn't put it with the VST. Okay, so program files. I got another one called VST plugins. Of course, Melda has to be the odd one out. It's got its own folder. Common files. VST3. VST2. Magics. Independence. VST plugs. VST plugs. I put them. Oh my god. Because I separated the layers and the files thinking that this is how it works, but that's not how it worked. It wanted me to dump everything in my user data folder. Now I'm a little lost here. Okay, independence libraries, independence free, layers, no. Independence, no. Okay, so C, samples, independence, there we go. Independence pro, layers, third party layers, there it is. Okay, documents, magics, independence, layers. Layers or layer sets? I think just layers. There's MIDI programs. Maybe I'll put them in the MIDI programs. That's where they're supposed to be, I think. Anyway, okay, so back to here. Now, do you feel like opening a third-party library? Because you're empty. Layer sets, project, layers. Okay, I gotta refresh here. There, okay. So now open. Okay, so I think it worked. Mapping. Yeah, it looks like it did. Okay. However, that's still it's only one part of it. I don't know if I have like a committed program change file. I can't remember how to do that either. But one step at a time. So I got the GM library in, which is everything, right? And I'm pretty sure this is like Omnisphere or something. I can't remember. I mean, it's not the most expressive of it. It's an okay library. But it's not like it's not as good as a lot of, how would you say, what do you call this library? Okay, so back to the DOS box. I'll switch the thing to this cute little notepad here. Right then, so these are like general DOS box things. There's no sound. Parameters. Internal speaker 10D3. So it must be like in a global folder somewhere. I don't know where GOG's, got it running from. But I'll see in like my user data if there's since I'm already here, if there is a DOSBox thing. I'm not seeing anything. My mod, my games. GZ Doom. Unreal projects, of course they're here. Couple scans. Knobman. What is Knobman doing here? Just empty. Okay, so let's go straight into the user files here. User, me, then app data, local. I don't see. There it is, DOSBox. Okay. DOSBox config. Okay, here we go. Last changes was today. Okay, so it has been accessed recently. Let me open this with Notepad if ever it decides it wants to open with something. Okay, open with Notepad. Okay. Now I have two sort of help me read me files, right? Let me get another one open here. Window capture 1400, 6007. So here's the DOSBox config now. I'll move that over here-ish. And then I want to follow along with what it says on this one, right? So I want the MP401 pass-through. So let's see if I can find that. I don't want to change anything else because this is set up by GOG. So should be found with no found false, box size, MP401, MIDI MP401. Intelligent MIDI device, MIDI config, Sound Blaster type. Do I have to do it in game? I can't even remember how to set up Arena, because everything's active right now. How do I set up Arena? I'm pretty sure it's the MP401. And I have a gross scaler. 401 intelligent and MIDI config. MIDI config, special configuration options. ID of the device you want to use. Okay, so none of this is helping me. I don't think. So Galaxy Arena. Is there a setup Arena? I'd have to run it out of DOSBox, right? Setup staff. Scroll rogue selling sound configuration sound. What's this? Open anyway. Text editor. No, that's some sort of binary file. Installer. Speak. So like, is there an executable maybe? Manual. Install. I think an install, right? That's what I gotta do. And then I set it up from there. DOSBox Arena config. Okay, so I have my own like committed DOSBox file for this. But I'm pretty sure I have to do it like in-game. Mount D. Set the exits. What is all this adventure stuff? SST CLSC. Auto executable lines. Echo off. CLS mount C. C cloud saves. C CD-ROM. C CLS set arena data. But where's the arena call? Ultra mid. Fog. Passwords dungeon. Arena bat. What is that? Arena bat. Set arena data. C. I don't know. It's not looking for. Locks. Launch Elder Scrolls Arena. What do you got for me? Open with properties. It's like a shortcut of the type. Single conf, no console, C exits. Okay, so it is running the configuration file. I need to change that to run the install file, I think. But in the configuration file, it doesn't say anything specific about actually activating the game. Like, it just says that. Like, I don't know where to change it. Lines in the section will be run at startup. Which one actually is the game? Install config, sound config. Arena ICO. Okay, I think I gotta make my own sort of DOSBox bit here. DOSBox. Okay, so that's not the one I want. Layers. C. I gotta use GOG to open the location again. Configure. Can I configure the installation disabled? Features. Automatically, no. Nothing there. Additional executables. Graphics mode setup? What does that do? Nothing? Oh, it's doing something. It's doing something. Wait for it. Yeah, no, that's that one that I found before. configure installation. I think I just looked at that. So show me folder. Okay, here I am again where I was already anyway. Show me DOSBox. So if I open DOSBox, it just takes me to like DOSBox. And I don't really know how to do this. dir. Okay, so I gotta like mount it somehow. Open another window capture here. So I gotta like mount, let's say mount C or something. And doesn't that just like mount the folder it's in or something? Let's see what this configuration file does here. It says rather. Okay, so single configuration. It says mount C dot dot. Mount C dot dot. Okay, so let's try mount C dot dot. Right, and that means like the folder above, right? So let's try dir or cdc. You're still in drive C. Change the mounted drive. Because I just say C. Okay. dir. Okay, yeah, this is where I want to be. And then let's say install. There. No, not what I. How do I get out? Make bootable floppy. Configure game. Set sound card. Here we go. I want sound. I think it's actually in this file here, right? A bunch of horrible settings. Cloud saves over. And I'm not seeing the roll of the MPU, whatever. Maybe that's the sounds. Abort this program. Yes. Oh, bugger. Install. Say setup maybe? No. Sound. Install. No. Configure game. Music card. There it is. General MIDI or MP404 sound. This is just standard Sound Blaster. Done. Exit. I don't think that's gonna work though. Start game type. Arena CD. Okay. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. It was worth a shot. So if there's no sound, it means that it worked. So I'm gonna hit play on GOG here. And I'll look it up real quick on the internet. Probably gonna get my screen jacked though, yeah. No, I can still hear music. So I wonder what it does. SSBPDIG80 ISO 2020 IRQ MGEN MIDI.AVD. Okay, so that's some sort of configuration. It's sending a configuration to DOSBox, and I don't know how to interrupt that. Like if I remove those lines, will it 8 CD? Maybe that means Arena CD, right? Arena. Okay, so I guess you can't see that on screen. What I'll do, is this the right one? This is like just a general one. That's the manual. I want my local one here. Where am I? It's not the one I want. Because that didn't work. It didn't do anything. Here we go. So this is the one I want. Arena Bat. It's Arena Bat again. Yeah, this is the thing I want, but... Okay, and then what does the shortcut do? Properties. The shortcut targets the DOSBox config. It says GOG Galaxy target DOSBox dash config. And then arena config. And then single config, but it's got so many commas. How does it open and close so many commas? Okay, so it's open there, but it doesn't open there. Dash C, no console C exits. That's really crazy. Didn't know you could do that. All right. So here's the local config. It points to two files. It points to this one and to this one. Okay, so this one's this generic one. This is the one I'm thinking of here. I don't know if that's on screen. No, it's not. Okay, so I don't know which one is on screen. It's arena. Let's see. This one? Yeah. Okay, so that's what it's pointing at. And I think this bit here is the MIDI setup. But mgenmidi.adv, what is it pointing at? An ADV file. I've never even heard of an ADV file before. But then again, this is before my time, right? ADV. I think maybe it's just sending sort of a... Oh, there is. ADV, mmgen. Okay. It also has like these configurations too, right? Gen MIDI, I think, is what I want, but I'm going to change this to adlib here. What is this? SSBDIG ADV IRQ 2020 DMAS1 DMAM IRQ 7 Gen MIDI. So I think it's grabbing Sound Blaster first, right? But that's not in here. SSP BPDIG ADV. So what happens if I just dump these lines? And we do that by putting them after exit. And then we'll see how DOSBox behaves. Okay, so it should be targeting these files. I gotta wait for GOG Arena to catch up. GOG Galaxy, whatever. Okay. Hit it again and we'll see how it behaves now. Might have to go through the whole install process to override the thing again. Yeah, okay, no sound. Okay, so the first one must be sound, right? I think. I'm not getting any sound now, which is a good sign. I mean, it's not 100% what I want. Now, what is configure loopback say? Loopback's not getting anything. I think I need that base MIDI bit or something. General MIDI. This is a headache. Okay. So these things aren't helping me. And set up. What? Too many. General MIDI with an external sound font. Basically list. You have to do it yourself. Somewhere to use. Inside the game. Alternatively, DOS games. It needs to have sound executable removed for some reason. Use adlib. Just pass through those MIDI messages to Windows, which then decides what to do with them. By default, Windows plays the MIDI messages using its own mediocre jitter MIDI sets. GM. If the games are configured to use roll and MT, Use MUT. You should install and use MUT, an MP32 emulator. Okay, so I have no clue what it's sending. Like which MIDI it's sending to. But it says that using the MT2 is where it's at. Okay, so I think one is in fact... Why am I here again? One is in fact sound effects, and then the other is MT32, MTG. Maybe Gen MIDI then. We'll try Gen MIDI. Oops. And let's see where that goes. Oh yeah, does Windows have a MIDI mapper? MIDI settings. Yes, Microsoft MIDI mapper is back. Let's open that up, I guess. Oops. It says it's already in use, so I'm wondering if it already overrode input here. I don't know. How do I refresh this again? Refresh device list. But it's not called whatever. Oh, input, output. Okay, so I think DOSBox is in fact grabbing it. So I'll end DOSBox and I'll see... No, it still says that it's in use. Let's turn this off. Yeah, no, it's... I don't know what's grabbing onto it. Well, I'm going to try play a MIDI. I think that's how these run, right? There's MIDIs in here, are there? FLC. That... I thought there was MIDIs in there. What do you call it? File. And there's no like sound test either, so would I have to go through them all manually? I guess I could just grab the MIDIs from somewhere and try them like that, right? FLC. Dat. Can I extract the dat? Music info. So I was wrong about it's sending to the Windows thing or whatever, because the Windows thing is still busy. Yeah, the Windows thing is still busy. Unfortunately, speech. DOSBox cloud saves, Arena CD, sound config, Arena bat. What's that? It's the same thing again. Support. Well, I'll stick the general mid thing in there and see what happens. Okay, so that goes. I'll put everything back except for this. Like that. Like this. Save. Run the GOG again. Just waiting for it to start up here. Looks like it defaulted full screen on me. It's stuck. There it goes. Okay, so I'm probably got sound effects, but I don't have MIDI, right? What does loopback say? There's nothing coming out of here. It's 0.0. Loopbacks is nothing probably. Yeah. Oh no, it's got some data, but I think that was just me clicking something. Let's refresh. Turn it off. So I'll turn off this main sync guy off. Okay, so I imagine I probably have like sound effects. I don't really know what it would just be like stabs and stuff, right? So I probably still have Mr. Zero here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I still got sound effects and stuff. That's so janky. I don't. Yeah. I got sound effects, but I don't have. Drop the DOS. It just disappears. Oh, that's not fun. So it's sending the general MIDI thing, but I don't know exactly where it's sending it. Because it's not catching it on the other side. Generally, Windows is just supposed to catch it. Input, output, MIDI mapper. I think I need like an intermediary bit. So I guess I'm going to get this month thing. I remember there was this attachment called Bass MIDI, but I'm pretty sure that was just for like, oops. Yeah, getting its own sort of VST loaded kind of thing. Playback MIDI files, using SFNs for sound fonts. Okay. Go grab it anyway and see what happens. It's recently updated, that's crazy. I know it's like a driver. Yeah, it's just a DLL. Definitely harder than I thought it was going to be. Well, actually, I knew it was going to be this hard. Month. Okay, so what's a month? DOS blocks. Cool. Okay, so I'll take a quick look at this video. Unfortunately, I can't like show it or anything on it. Kill my audio output here. So installment. files. Let's configure. Configure, make it MIDI ID number. Let's run DOSBox mixer. Mixer list MIDI. I'm going to pause that. I've never seen that before. That's new. Okay. Put that on screen as soon as I can decipher the millions of windows I have open here. So I'm guessing I don't really need base MIDI. I'm going to close some windows because it's getting a little out of hand. Let's close this, I guess. Oh, crap. Ask me if I want to save. I do not want to save that. This I can undo. Whatever. I broke it. It's fine. So close this, I guess. And then I got a little ahead of myself there. So now I want to go into DOSBox and then run DOSBox. And then I'll put that on screen. Oh, it's already there. Okay. And then we say mixer. Oops. What else do I say? Mixer list MIDI. Mixer flag list MIDI. Okay, so I have loopback right on. There it is. And then he says, okay, so then he just exits. Next step is configure DOSBox. Here. I'm gonna do this for every game, you said. Now he's changing his fonts and stuff. Okay, he's changing options that have nothing to do with what I'm looking for. He wants a higher sample rate. Why? Okay, so MIDI config. Just put a 1 there. Okay, so that's all I kind of got to do. I can close this. He said you to type exit. Then I go to the config file. Where was it? Config, yeah, DOSBox Arena config. Not sure this is going to show up on stream, is it? Has it? Let's see. Yeah, it's 2. Okay. So, and then he says put that number here. Save. Close. Okay. Now, I don't know if he continues to edit the second config file, because I have a second config mapping file. And now he's updating sample rates to some weird number like 49716. That's it. $51,000 views for this tutorial. Okay, so apparently I have a settings. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. Got a graphics mode set up. So I'm just going to run it and see if it worked. Of course, I realize my sound is off. Because of that, I think that's maybe all I needed to do was assign that instrument to number 1 or whatever. It's the ID. Still no audio for me. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. What does I loop back say? Loop back doesn't say anything. It's not getting any data. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll close this and I'll reset things to where they were here. I think I did that already though. Config. Single config. Gen 80V. So it had like a weird one, right? Like SB. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Terminal mid. Oh, am I in the right spot? I am. So we'll try this M32, whatever, because that's the one that was there, right? I guess you can't really see that on screen, though. Can you? Yeah, you can. Okay, so switching to this one. I don't know about all these other settings. Try it again. And it just crashed, I think. Yeah, it didn't even make it. T32. Q. Weird. Didn't like that at all. Try it again, though. Force it a little bit. Yeah, no, it doesn't like that one at all. I can't remember, it was like Gen MIDI or something. But it wasn't Gen MIDI, it was... The default was something else. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll pull those things right out again. Alright, because those are obviously the sound settings. And then I'll do my best, I'll set it up manually, like I did last time. I don't know if they're gonna stick though. I doubt that it stuck last time because I think they'll overrode it. Okay, so DOSBox mounts C, the above folder, and then C, and then install. Okay, and then escape, configure. Yeah, they're still there. So those are still the same. And it says it's just IRQ. Okay, so those are the other settings. Interesting. General MIDI or MPU 401. Okay, so maybe because those are there now and I don't have something overriding it. Let's see, Arena. Can I just do that? No. ACD. Okay, so that's bogus. Go ahead and close that. Oh, excuse me. And let's try run the game again without those sort of flags in the config. Okay, so nothing. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything, right? Because there's nothing playing. Yeah, no. Loop MIDI, still not getting anything. Yeah, no, it's still not getting anything. FL Studio still not getting anything. Do I still have sound, maybe? Okay, so load. Arrow. I don't think so. I think I completely lost sound now. It's strange that it overrides. Like without those functions, it totally craps out. Because I'm writing them somewhere. So I gotta figure out which ADV driver is right then. Let's see if this video has anything else for me here. He's looking at his file, MIDI config 1. So it worked fine for him. Not for me. Okay, so it doesn't like the MT32 driver. Let's look at some of these other drivers. Try the general MIDI again, now that it sort of knows, I guess. Oh, maybe because it doesn't have a dash in front of it? Try that. Okay. I thought I did have a dash. I'm sure I checked that. What does GOG say? Crash reporter, no thanks. Back to here, no. Where'd my GOG thing go? I think the whole GOG thing crashed. GOG Galaxy. I mean, you don't necessarily have to use the GOG Galaxy. You could just keep hitting the shortcuts, whatever. Okay, so maybe I want to, because, yeah. Okay, it's starting up. Now to click. I mean, that doesn't mean much. So it did something, I just don't know what it did. No, nobody's getting any data. Okay, I'm gonna restart FL here, because I want to see the port update here. I don't even know what that drops down to. Just the background, okay. Okay, so since it back, okay, so now it says loop MIDI 0, but it's not getting any info. Because I want input, but it's not sending, like I'm not seeing any MIDI in. Well, something happened though, like I heard a click. So I got my sound back, likely. Yeah, I got my sound back. Okay, but I did not get my music. So the general MIDI driver is not the winner here. And because these are both the same window, I'm just going to drop one. There's no point in having them, two of these on screen here. Delete, yes. Okay. So the MP, whatever, didn't work either. And then it must have not have crashed because it didn't. Or must have crashed last time because it didn't have that dash in front, I'm guessing. Okay, let's try this gen MIDI. And then maybe I could just run it. I'll just run it from the Galaxy, whatever. I just want to double check the... So I got the click. Yeah, but nothing's coming in if I'll... The MIDI's not getting anything. What am I doing? Oh, I was going to check the original file. The original config or whatever. Make sure that one's in there. And DOSBox Arena config. CPU. MIDI. Yeah, MIDI config is this one. MP401. MIDI device default. MIDI device. Receive data. Basically switch it to Win32. Default. Default's fine, I guess. And I have like no MP401 ADV. Oh, I don't want to go through all of these. Gen mid, GFD, GF MIDI, MT32, MP401, SP Dig, GF Dig, GF MIDI, Gen MIDI. Gen MIDI should work. Okay, so what happens if I just leave that one empty? Back here again. I think I've done this before, right? Cut this, drop it here, save. So I should still get sound, I just won't get music. I'm gonna wait for Go Galaxy to recover. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore Go Galaxy and I'm gonna start using the shortcut here. Oh, it goes to Go Galaxy anyway. That's kind of dumb. And no. Oh wait, I don't know because I'm gonna wait for no. So I've done everything I think I can do. Short of... Yeah, I don't know. So what does it say in the thing again? Downloads, DOSBox. Okay, so then... Is this on screen? It is, okay. So let's try Mixer again. MIDI. MIDI what? MIDI something? I can't remember what the code is for that. List MIDI. Okay, Mixer. Small flag list MIDI. Yeah, loop like it's like right there. I can see it. Loop MIDI port, and then it's just the one. And when he puts it in the thing, he just puts in one. It's like ID one or... Okay. So that didn't help. Let's look at these things. Microsoft GS. Okay, so mount C upper folder C drive, then install again, and then escape. Yeah, like it's right there. General MIDI or MP401 configure game. Change music default. No. Music chord. General MIDI or MP401. Like that's where it is. So what happens when I switch back to Sound Blaster here? Do I get my music back? Exits. And then I'll run the GOG. But I'm going to take out those flags. Take out both flags. And see if it'll just kind of work on its own. Without those flags. I don't know why those flags are there in the first place. Oh, I imagine just to sort of solidify it. Force it to use those cards. I'll give this another like 10 minutes and then I'm done. Okay, so I don't have anything now. So it's obviously not following that, and I don't have, I know I don't have anything because I didn't hear that click. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't have anything. So it's ignoring it and mounted D, CD-ROM, mounted DT, IPX fulls. So it needs these things, these flags, and I have to tell it your flag to use these drivers. SSB PDIG, like that's not even in the folder. SSB SS, yeah, no, that's not even in this folder. Where is it getting that from? SSB PDIG. And that's what gives me sort of sound, right? And I can't remember what was originally there. Oh, I don't want to have to reinstall this. And there's the Arena Bat. I think that still has, yeah, MGen MIDI. MGen MIDI. Can I just run Arena without GOG? Let's try that. Okay, so DOSBox. Set Arena data C. D. ACD. Because no, that would be pretty much the same thing. I don't know what IPX. I think that's like a internet thing. Because it completely ignores my setup. Run the DOSBox configurator from the start menu. I'm going in circles now. My computer has so much junk in it now. Some cleanup soon. Okay, so I have the graphics mode, that's it. But there's nothing really different. If I were to like run it without GOG support, there's not a lot that's out of place. T CD-ROM. I wonder what the T flag is. Set Arena data. ACD. I'm gonna try it anyway. Okay, so into DOSBox. And we go mount upper folder. Mount C upper folder. And then we change to C, and then we just run Arena. MCS to driver not this time. So it wants the CD. I am almost ready to just try this from the abandonware site version. Arena CD? I think a CD. No, it just keeps crying about a driver. What about install? Oh, my stuff's gone now. What happened to my sound card and my music card? ACD? No sound, no driver. Okay, so let's punch in all this stuff. I can't copy and paste in the DOS box. What a headache. Let's try mount. Let's jump right to the end here. Mount the upper folder from C. I don't know how kind of sense that makes. -T CD-ROM. Subject to limited support. C ACD. I mean, it can only be run from a CD-ROM drive. Okay then. D ACD. Nothing. But I did set up the sound. And then yeah, loop back. Loop MIDI's still not getting it. Am I imagining hearing something? I think it's just something else in my... somewhere else in the house. Just imagining it. You don't have... oh god, why are you gonna do me like this? I don't have my save game yet. Alright, so much for that then. So sound was a failure. Exit. Give it one more quick look and then I'm done. DOS box, GOG, DOS box, MIDI out. DOS box. I mean, it shouldn't be this hard. It should have just worked. It's the only thing left to do really is to go through all the drivers. I can flip back to the original driver. MGen MIDI. I suppose. Which doesn't exist. Okay, and then reload the Galaxy again. I don't know why it has to go through that. You know, I'm just going to ignore the Galaxy. Can't I just run it locally? Or does that open Go Galaxy every time too? Yeah, I think that actually it's the launcher, right? Probably just open the config file. Okay, so it opens the launcher, which opens the game, which I don't know. Has no data. Okay, so I'm getting some data here. And it looks like it worked. So I'm not sure what made it all the way here. And close all this other stuff now. But it works. Resetting it to the original thing. Maybe because I set it up internally. Like I changed the game's setup. DOSBox manual. Okay, I can drop that. And now what, I gotta spend a whole nother day just setting up MIDIs. So now that I'm here, I might as well at least, you know, take a look, take a listen. What's going on here? Okay. So then, it's obviously coming in. Let's get independence in here. I don't have a MIDI map. That's interesting that I don't. I can hear it just playing one note, right? Okay. Layer. Program change on. I don't know if it knows how to do a full-on program change. I just thought about that. I've never made it this far. Or I did make it this far, I just wasn't sure. I'm not sure. If, like, for example, I think maybe I have to have 16 layers. Let's see, new layer. It's got channels, right? Unfortunately, it seems like they're all going through the one channel. MIDI settings. Oh, I think it's actually on the FL Studio bit here. And then I right-click this and say receive channels from all channels here. Just maybe turn that off. No, I'm still getting just channel 1. MIDI channels through, receive MIDI channels from unlock. All channels. Unlock. Maybe I pushed too far. Input ports. I think it needs a program change. So let's send it a program change. Load save game. I'll send it a program change. So it's changing music. No, it's not. It's not splitting them. Oh, I guess I can't hear that on stream, so let me bring that back. It's sending them all to this one channel. Is it because it's the highlighted channel? No. Okay, so what if this is MIDI channel? This is channel 1. Because it has an instrument loaded? Oh yeah, okay, so it is receiving from other channels. But there's no... What do you call it? GM set up yet, there's no map. think I have to like set it somehow. Layer A, B. Oops. I was really hoping this wasn't going to last more than a couple days, but this is sort of the next step, I guess, is to get the GM running. I connected the DOS box to the music player, so I've gotten, you know, to where I want to be. It took a couple hours, but I'm there. So I'm going to call it here. Usually stream on the weekends, midday, Central Canada time, Twitch TV, Hidrux, HID or UX. Previous sessions on YouTube.com, HID or UX, GAMING, Hidrux Gaming. So yeah, that's it for today. Later.